We are with the world history. Now, there are two types of life story. What are they? Two types of life story. The life story may be mentioned in two ways. When the author himself writes the story, that's called autobiography, and someone writes about famous person's story, that's biography. Now we are going about famous two autobiographies of the world. Number one, according to me, the story of my life. What's that? Story of my life by Helen Keller. Story of my life by Helen Keller. And number two, obviously our former president APJ Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire. These are the famous autobiographies all over the world. And the Wings of Fire, first part, strong roots, in our syllabus, and we have to cover this story. So we have known what's autobiography and what's biography. The story strong roots tell about the first chapter, the first few lines about the novel and the story. In the first chapter and first few lines, first chapter of the first part, the author has described, number one, birth and family and parents. Number one, he was born in Rameswaram, erstwhile, that means Diden. Now we call Kolkata, but previously Diden time we called Calcutta. Here his birthplace is Rameswaram. This is Rameswaram. What's this? Rameswaram. Previously it was in Madras state, now in Telangana. The outer part or that going part previously on boat, but now cut service of railway. This is the Rameswaram. So birthplace Rameswaram. He told about his birthplace, where he was born. Next, the family's distinguity, the family's famousness. Father and mother both are poor, but mother's lineage was bestowed the title Bahadur by the British. So mother and father, parents were wisely known couple, but parents were regarded as ideal couple, and mother's lineage was better than father. Next chapter, number 3, Ancestral House. This one, Ancestral House. The house was made. This one, the Abdul Kalam's house. This one, the house was large, made of limestone brick in the mid of 19th century. That means about 1850. Chapter 5, locality. Locality was predominantly Muslim, but Hindu and Muslims lived amicably. His house was just 10 minutes walk of Rameswaram temple, but they, Hindu and Muslims, lived together like brothers. Chapter number 6, vivid memory. In biography, Helen Keller, APJ Abdul Kalam were about some vivid memories. What were their vivid memories? Abdul Kalam memorized the consult and contact of two famous religion persons, Pokhi Lakhan Shastri and his father, Jainal Abedin. They both were good friends, and they consulted over hours after hours about religion, and they were in their traditional attire. Who were two famous persons? two famous persons were Pokhi Lakhon Sastri in this dress and Jainal Abedin in this dress. Previously we have missed out Abdul Kalam's mother, Asiya Amma. Was Asiya Amma. Abdul Kalam ate on the kitchen floor with her mother, laden rice, aromatic sambar, etc. Chapter 6, Relevance of Prayer. What's prayer? His father told nothing mysterious about prayer. Prayer is just a communion between spirits. Everyone can pray. Everyone can pray. And here lies the most important chapter. Adversity. Adversity means bad time. But according to Abdul Kalam's father, adversity always make us prepare for struggle in future. Adversity is always a blessing in disguise. Chapter number 7, direct debate with father. His father told, I am praying for those who are not going to help, who are in impasse. That means in congested position. Abdul Kalam's father told, I have to pray for others. And Abdul Kalam told, why do you pray for others? That's not a true process. Abdul Kalam's father told, that's not a true process, but I pray for others because they need someone, special one to help them. So I help them. That's the false process of prayer. I have to do it for others. That's all. Now, chapter number next, father's daily routine. We know APJ Abdul Kalam's father, Jainal Abedin, was very austere one. He led a strict life and every day he rose at 4 a.m. and after reading namaz went to their coconut grove and brought out a dozen of coconut on his shoulder. That was his daily routine at about late 60s. So, austere father continued his daily routine. Chapter next, fundamental truth. The last chapter of Wings of Fundamental Truth. Abdul Kalam's father has stated clearly what's fundamental truth? Living or staying of something unknown. That's the existence of God is the fundamental truth. Abdul Kalam consulted with his father about relevance of prayer, and his father stated the prayer was nothing complex. It is a simple process of praying for the God and a communion between fear-ridden vision and with the spirits. Abdul Kalam's father daily routine. He woke up at 4 a.m. before dawn and after reading namaz went and existence of God. Here many short questions, many grammatical questions covered. So you have to cover all the chapters through these questions. You have to do these questions and everything would be covered. Number 1. Who is the author of the text? APJ Abdul Kalam. What is the full name? Abul Pokir Jainal Abedin. Author born? Erstwhile Madras State, now Tamil Nadu. What kind of writing is this? Autobiographical text. What is the source of the text? Nothing but the source of the text is Wings of Fire. Who are his parents? Number 1, parents were father Jainal Abedin, mother Asiya Amma. And voice. My parents were widely regarded as an ideal couple. This you have to translate voice. So the verb is were widely regarded. The answer is you have to do is who was Bahadur. You have to do is fathers, not fathers but mother's lineage. Number 9. My mother's lineage was more distinguished than my father's. Positive degree. You have to do it. You have to just change. My father's lineage was not as distinguished as my mother's. What is undistinguished? You have to solve this. Describe their house. Ancestral house, brick, limestone, 1850 in this way. When was it built? 1850 or middle of the 19th century. What is austere? Strict, not luxurious. How did he eat? On the kitchen floor, on the banana leaf, with mother. In this way you have to complete. Why was Rameswaram famous to pilgrims? Rameswaram, the temple, the goddess of Hindu. This is the Rameswaram temple. This temple was famous, Rameswaram temple, Shiv temple, famous to the pilgrims. Why? For being the Shiv temple. In this way, now, what is laden? Laden is liquid. What is amicably? That is mingle, communal harmony. Here lies the communal harmony. Amicably, here lies the communal harmony, locality and communal harmony. Chapter number 5, you have to complete and follow the chapter. Question number 18, why could he not remember his father's prayer? His father prayed and invalids got cured, but he could not remember. The prayer was chanted in Arabic. What are invalids? The problematic or diseased or unable one, who was PLS, that means Pokhi Lakhan Sastri, highest priest of Rameswar temple. Number 21, one of the most vivid memories of my early childhood is one of the two men. Now you have to change the degree. What is relevance of prayer? Nothing mysterious. Prayer is communion between spirits. My father could convey complex spiritual concepts, very simple, down to earth Tamil. Change the voice. This is very important. Just construct and concentrate on the verb could convey. Number 24, what is introspection? That means you have to read the text and following blue lines. What is adversity, bad times? Number 26, when does one search special helper? Special helper in need, fear, hidden vision. Number 27, what was correct approach of prayer? Number 28, what was Kalam's father's daily routine? We have consulted what is fundamental truth, existence of God. What are ways of devotee to get pleasure? How can we get pleasure? We can get pleasure through prayer. So, Wings of Fire, famous novel, autobiographical novel. Strong Roots is divided in 10 paragraphs. Every paragraph consulted and described in detail. You have to do the grammatical questions, and these 30 questions will cover all the states and items. Relevance of prayer, their locality, communal harmony. In this way, you have to cover in short the whole story. Please read carefully just the text and listen this. Stay safe.